Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I drove out to an experimental forest today to do some work with the Brunton Transit. And I brought with me the Anker Solix 40-liter electric cooler. And I wanted to kind of go over that with you today, talk to you about some of the features it has. It's new to me. I've only had it for a short time. I've only used it for a short time, but it seems to do the job very, very well. And for me, it's a little more convenient than carrying something like an ice box of sorts that you would take into an overlanding vehicle, because it is a cooler, so you've only got one chamber to worry about in there. If you're just worrying about keeping snacks, drinks, and things like that cool, especially in the summertime, and you might want to take this thing out and move it around somewhere within a camp, at a base camp area, this thing has wheels on it so you can do that, and a handle on it so that you can tilt it up and pull it along instead of carrying a big cooler somewhere or a big ice box somewhere and setting it aside. Now, if you've got that ice box in your overlanding vehicle or a slide out, that's one thing. But if you're just traveling in your Jeep like I am right now, this is more conducive for that, in my opinion, because I can remove it very easily and I can move it about very easily. The thing with Anker is that impresses me is I've had Anker products for 15 plus years that still work to this day. I've got old Anker bricks, old Anker power units, small Anker 120s, things like that I've had for 10, 15 years, and they still work. I've never had an Anker product let me down. So when they talked to me about reviewing this product and testing this product, I was definitely all about that. So let me walk through some of the features of this thing with you real quick so that you can have a closer look at it yourself. All right, so I've got this thing sitting on my tailgate. It has a 60-pound capacity, so you can put a lot of stuff inside this cooler, but it doesn't weigh that much when it's fairly empty. Easy enough to pull off the tailgate, drop it onto the ground, and cart it wherever you want to. First of all, you have a locking lid that has a circulation fan built into that lid, and you can hear that fan come on every once in a while. And then you have one compartment that is actually the cooler with a drain plug in the bottom. In case something were to leak in there, you need to wash it out, all those types of things. You have a drain plug in the bottom. You can unscrew, pull it out, and drain the cooler and clean it that way. There, you just heard the circulating fan come on because the cooler was open. Now, all right, so the next feature, obviously you have a handle here that you can pull the cooler by, and it's got roller wheels on the bottom. It also has a tray here that pops out and up, and you just pop this out and drop it down onto the slot here, and it creates a table here that you can work off of. The top of the cooler is also a workspace, and it has measuring devices on it, both in centimeters and inches on the top of the cooler if you're measuring fish, things like that, while you're out camping. You just lift this up, fold the handle back in, drop it down, and it locks in place. It's not floppy or anything. It actually snaps into place. That works out really, really well. On the front of this cooler, you have a built-in bottle opener here. So if you'd like drinking ski and ale 8, things like that, like I do, or the occasional beer now and then, you're ready to rock and roll if you're carrying bottles, okay? You have an accessory bracket here that you can actually purchase aftermarket accessories like cup holders, rod holders for fishing. Those type things will snap into this front bar if you choose to purchase them after the fact. So at the bottom here, you have a compartment that opens up, and you have a couple plugs here. One of them allows you to plug it into your home electric at 110 or your vehicle at 12 volts. The other side is for solar panels, so you can charge this battery by solar panels. We'll talk about the battery in just a second. This other compartment, this main compartment here, opens up, and it's got rubberized hinging on it so you can't break it off or snap it. And you've got two things here. You've got a compartment set up here to put accessories in, or this is a secondary battery compartment if you want to buy 2 batteries for this cooler. This is just in there to keep accessories like plugs and things like that in. The other side is your battery, and it's got a handle that pops out on it, and the battery pulls completely out just like this, so that you can charge this battery separately from the cooler if you want to. And it's got an on-off switch and a battery indicator on it. All right, this is a 15,000 amp hour lithium ion battery. And you just slide it in, and you can feel it lock, and you're ready to go. But it prioritizes the cooler overcharging the battery. So it will make sure that the cooler is cool if you're charging the battery while it's on the cooler, like with solar or plugging it in. It will prioritize cooling the cooler and then charge the battery. If you take the battery out and charge it separately, obviously it's going to prioritize the battery. So it depends on how you want to use this unit, and it gives you several options, because you could put a solar panel out during the day, plug it into the bottom of this bad boy, and it's going to be charging the battery and keeping the cooler cool at the same time to keep your battery topped off. Now, like I said, this thing's got rubber hinges on it, and it's got 2 tabs here and 2 slots here. So you lift it up, put those tabs in the slots just like this, and lift it up and lock it right back in place, and you're good to go. And that thing's tight on there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to be flopping around on you while you're moving. The control panel on this cooler is at the top. Very, very simple, intuitive control panel that works very easily. You just hold the button down for 3 seconds, and that will turn it on and off. I just turned it off. Once it goes off, if I hold the button down again for 3 seconds, it will power back up. It also has Bluetooth capability, and there's an app you can control this from your phone. The menu is very, very simple, and it's very intuitive. All you need to do is push the OK or menu button to get to the menu. Up, down arrows will take you where you want to go to make any adjustments you want to make. When you're done, you just hit OK. If you want to adjust the temperature, you hit the temperature control button, and you can go up or down, and it will read Fahrenheit or Celsius depending on how you set it up. I usually keep this thing about 35 degrees. Okay. Now it's at 34 degrees right now. It's set for 35, so it's plenty cool. But then again, it's a little cool outside today too. All right, guys, I will put some information in the description box of this video about this cooler and an early bird special you can get in on if you're interested in it as well. All right, guys, listen, I appreciate you joining me out here today in the woods for a quick look at the Anker Solix electric cooler that I've got in my Jeep. I think it's a good piece of equipment so far. I'm going to carry it around in my Jeep, doing things out and about, and see how it works out for me. But so far, so good. And like I said, Anker products have never let me down. So I don't expect anything less out of this. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for school, for family, and for business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.